Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is my third time trying to film the first little piece of this because my cat's a moron right now. So I'm filming this for you on a real camera. My husband got a camera for him to use on deployment, and this is it. My camera is still in the mail, but it should hopefully be here in the next couple days. So I'm here for my December monthly wrap-up, which is very late because it's the 15th of January. But I got tired of filming on my phone, and my other camera didn't work because it's not meant to be filmed on. So I waited, and now there's a camera that I can use until mine gets here. So these are the books that I read in December, and I think that December was a very good reading month because I really thoroughly enjoyed all of these books. So the first two books that I read were Truthwitch and Wit. This is the first two books in a series. The third-ish book will be coming out later this month, end of January, beginning of February, something like that. I can't remember exactly when it's coming out. I think it's coming out at the end of January. But these books are amazing. So we have the two main characters in Truthwitch are Safi and Isolde. They are best friends. One is a Truthwitch and one is a Threadwitch. And that means that one can tell you if they're hearing is truth or lie, and the other one can see the threads that bind other people. So the two of them have a thread that binds them because they are sister witches. They are best friends. There's also love strings, and so you can the people that you love, your significant other, that kind of thing. Everyone has these threads that bind them to each other, and one of the girls can see those threads. So my favorite part about these books is their relationship. They are amazing girls, they have amazing adventures, and they are going to end up being amazing women. They're only about 18 as the book starts, but they grow up a lot during the series. So the first one, I don't know how to describe these books without giving something away. So I'm going to say as little as possible about them, and just know that this one was really, really good. This one was also good, but it was not to the same caliber as Truthwitch. And I think part of that is that this is a multi-perspective book, and in this one you have the girls together most of the book. This one the girls aren't together at all during the books, and it doesn't have the same dynamic. So I'm really looking forward to them being together again because I know that their chemistry together is just so wonderful that it makes me miss their banter and their goofiness and the smarty pants remarks that they make. And it was just, they were really good books, and I don't know how to describe these. I've been trying, and I've got like 5 takes of me trying to explain these books, and I can't do it. So yes, good books. Susan Denner did a wonderful job with these, and the next book will be out very shortly. It's a novella. It's called Sight Witch. I think it's a prequel, but I'm not positive. But I'm really looking forward to that coming out soon. So the next book that I read was, of course, one of my Harry Potter books. I finished Goblet of Fire in December. My husband is currently reading it, but he's not very far. He had to start school again, so all of his extra time is going towards schoolwork instead of reading, which I understand, but it makes me a little sad because I want him to catch up and read these with me. But yeah, it's Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. This is probably one of my least favorites. I like the Goblet of Fire, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. My favorite is Prisoner of Azkaban. And then I had a lot of fun rereading The Order of the Phoenix. So I'm not exactly sure what my favorite book is, or my least favorite, I don't know. But this one's definitely not my favorite, but it was definitely good because, hello, it's Harry Potter. Ooh, mail's here! Someone go get it! I'm her. All right, so The next book that I read, also with Chris, was Station 11. Station 11 is about this flu, and I feel like I just recently mentioned this one because I think I did it in my favorites, because this is definitely one of my favorites of the year. It's about this terrible flu. So it starts off with a Shakespeare play. And in the Shakespeare play, Arthur, one of the characters in the book, dies in like the first 2 pages. He has a heart attack and dies. So this book is played from different perspectives, from different time frames. So you have Arthur and his life 15, 20 years before the flu happened. And then you have during the flu, and then you have 20 years after the flu. There are numerous different perspectives in this book, and they are all tied together. But the main part of the book is 20 years after the flu, and it follows a theater troupe around as it's a traveling theater troupe. What in the world? What is that box? Anyways, it's about a traveling theater group that does classical music and Shakespeare, and you get to follow them around the post-flu world and see what life after an apocalypse looks like. I think it was really well done. I liked it a lot. It was definitely slow paced, but it was definitely interesting, and it kept my intrigue going, and I just kept reading. So even though it was a slower book, I don't mind slower books as long as they're worthwhile slower, and this one was very worthwhile slower. The next book that I read was The Afterlife of Holly Chase. Of course, it was Christmas time, so I needed to read a Christmas book, and this one is a Charles Dickens retelling of The Christmas Carol. So it's about this girl who is like 17 years old, and it's a totally terror. She's extremely spoiled, and she gets visited by the 3 ghosts because Scrooge has become a project that every year the Scrooge project picks one person to Scrooge and tries to get them to change their way. She failed. She got visited by all 3 ghosts, and about halfway through the Ghost of Christmas Past, she starts thinking this isn't real and starts laughing at them. And she totally completely ignores everything that they tell her and goes out the next day and dies. And when she dies, instead of going to heaven or hell, she goes to purgatory of sorts and gets to become the current Ghost of Christmas Past. And I thought that it was really interesting. I thought it was really good. It was very fun to read. It didn't take me very long. It was a very short read, but it was really cute. And it has all of those little moments that remind you of Charles Dickens. And at the same time, it's really cute. I like it. So it says every Scrooge deserves a second chance. That's what it says right on the cover. And it was nice to be able to see her develop as a character throughout the book. I like it. I would say go read this. The last book I read, which led me all the way into the new year, I finished this one before the new year, but I continued the series as the new year started. And that was Leigh Bardugo's Shadow and Bone, the Grisha series. So I've heard really mixed things about these books. I've heard that the Six of Crows duology is amazing, but that the Grisha series is not. That everyone's saying, don't worry about reading these ones, just skip these ones and go right to Six of Crows. So I have Six of Crows, and I thought about doing that, but I really kind of wanted to read these too. Chris, my friend that I've been reading with, said that she's read these and she really enjoyed them, and to go ahead and try them. So I did. So this book is about Elena, and I'm probably saying her name wrong, but that's how it says it in my head, so that's how I'm going to keep on saying it, and her best friend Mel. And they come from an orphanage and have joined the military. She is not especially pretty, she's really skinny, she's really weak, she's nothing extraordinarily special about her. But her best friend Mal everything is special about him. He's gorgeous, and he is the best tracker that the Army has ever had. So when they join the Army, she is a cartographer. She writes maps. And they have to go to this thing called the Fold. The Fold is basically this area that is pitch black and is covered in monsters. And when they go into the Fold for the first time, they are expecting to just breeze through, have no problems, but there is a problem. They're spotted by the monsters, and the monsters come attacking them and start picking off the people on their ship. When the monsters go after Maul, Elena gets really upset and tries to protect him, and so they go after her instead. And when that happens, she bursts into light. And that's something that has never happened before, and it causes a lot of panic. It scares away the monsters. They bring the ship back to where it had started from, because they have to take like this little boat thing across this sandy dune that's pitch black, and I'm not explaining this very well. But it turns out that she actually has a magical power, that she is not as ordinary as everyone thinks she is. And I thought it was really interesting because the Grishaverse is full of magic, and you have the people that don't have magic who are afraid of the people who do have magic, and it's just this big clustery mess of different people. And I am horrible at explaining books today, but all I can say is that this book was really, really good. Everyone's talked bad about it, and I couldn't figure out why. Definitely read this. I don't know why it gets a bad rap. It is a really good book, and I will tell you about the rest of the trilogy in my January wrap-up, and hopefully I will be able to form a coherent thought before that book hits, because as of right now, I'm a big mess. So yes, good book. Very, very good book. That's it. Those are the 6 books that I read in December. And I really, really enjoyed all of them. I thought it was a really wonderful reading month, and I actually have a new favorite book out of there. I've got a couple of series that I'm really looking forward to finishing. I don't consider this one totally finished yet because I haven't read Six of Crows or Griffin Kingdom, but as I'm filming this, I did finish the series in January. So yeah, that's it. I'm sorry if this video makes no sense or if I am a total mess, because I think that's my life these days. I think my camera just got here, so the next video you guys see from me will be on my camera. Yay! And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!